What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? Good evening. Good evening. So I'm going to talk about GMO food or bioengineered food. What I mean is they are creating food in the lab, which I talk about plenty of times. Bioengineered food is not good. They are forcing us to eat bioengineered food or GMO food. That's not healthy. It costs a lot of money to eat healthy. But what they're doing is, see, the most important thing is to grow your own food. Grow your food like a grocery store. But they're spraying all kind of pesticides, all kind of chemicals in your food. It's how they doing that? It's through the planes. It's through the planes. That's how they doing it. They spraying chemicals through the planes. And they're getting on your garden. So that's why you have to get a greenhouse. You have to protect that greenhouse because a lot of planes when they fly above your house or they fly in, they go back to the airport, so you're gonna see the plane flying in your area. You know what they're doing? They are spraying pesticides and different chemicals in your garden, if you have one. So it's very important to grow your own garden, grow your own food. Because right now in the grocery stores, it's bioengineered food. It's not good. It's not healthy. You don't know what's doing to your body. That's the thing you don't understand. What people don't understand is you don't know that the bioengineered food and GMO food, you don't know what's doing to your body. It could be killing you slowly, and you don't know it. So you have to protect. If you got a garden, protect your garden. Get a greenhouse. Put something over it. That way, and do as the plant spray pesticides and different chemicals in your garden, you have to protect it. That way, that pesticides and chemicals don't get on your garden, your food. So you have to protect it because right now it's a lot of recalls going on. I gotta be honest with y'all. It's a lot of food recalls going on. Food is going up skyrocket, gas going skyrocket. I'm telling y'all got to wake up. I remember back in the late 70s, my great grandparents they had gardens. I'm talking about real gardens because back then it wasn't no grocery stores. Back in the 70s and early 80s, we didn't have Walmart. We didn't have Walmart. We didn't have Kmart. We didn't have the big box stores. Our great grandparents grow their own food, their own garden. Even my grandmother, she had a garden. My granddad, he grow garden, he grow sugar canes in his garden. I'm telling you, grow your own food. Stop going to the grocery stores and eating bioengineered food. That's not healthy. It's not healthy. You don't know what they're doing to your body. GMO food is not healthy. You don't know what they're doing to your food, I mean to your body. Those fruits in the grocery stores, those are bioengineered fruits. Okay? Those are not real. Real fruit you can grow in your garden. You can grow pears in your garden. You can grow peach in your garden. You can grow real strawberries in your garden. You can get a banana tree, a real banana tree that grows real bananas. You grow it in your garden. That way you don't have to go to the grocery stores. And I tell you, get some livestock, get some cows. So when you make a cow, guess what? That's called free milk. You don't have to go to the grocery store and buy a gallon of milk for $5 or $6. That's free milk. Get some cows. Get some chickens. Because chickens do lay eggs. Guess what? That's free eggs. You don't have to go to the grocery store and buy. You don't have to go to the grocery store and buy cotton eggs. You got free eggs. Our great grandparents and their great grandparents, from generation to generation, always had a garden, a real garden. Because back then, those planes did not spray pesticides back then. I'm talking about back in the 1300, I'll go even farther. Back 1,000 years ago, planes did exist then. See, when I talk about a real garden, back 1,000 years ago, it was no planes back then. That I'm just keeping it real with you. 1,000 years ago was no planes. So 1,000 years ago, our great grandparents and their great grandparents from generation to generation, they had real gardens. They didn't have to deal with pesticides because there was no planes back then. Back in the 1300s, was no planes. They had a real garden. The planes came about, I'll say about 100 years ago. That's where the plants really start coming about. But before that, there was no planes. There was no chemicals to kill plants because there was none. So our great grandparents from generation to generation had a real garden. They didn't have to deal with all of those pesticides and they didn't have to deal with the government, none of that. Because back then, our grandparents used to trade with other other neighbors. So we used to trade, love that neighbor. That's what people get that from. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so well, this how it worked back then. I'm gonna give you an example. Like, you know what? I'll give you some collard greens, cabbage, corn. I'm talking about Indian corn, not that yellow fake corn. I'm talking about real Indian corn. Okay? See, it's a difference. Yellow corn or bioengineered corn. Real corn is called Indian corn. Do your research. Type type up, go to Google, type up Indian corn. Indian corn is the real corn, it's the real deal. Yellow corn is bioengineered corn. It's bioengineered corn. It's not real. Yellow corn is not real. Okay? The only corn that exists back then was called Indian corn. That's the real corn, not the yellow corn. Anyway, our great grandparents from generation to generation, they grow they had rice plants. They grow rice, cabbage, collard greens. You know, they grow you know they grow all type of vegetables, all types of fruits, and they harvest it. And guess what? They'll take half and split it up so they can have some for the winter, spring, and summer. That will feed them the whole year. So guys, I'm out of here. I hope y'all I hope y'all take heed to this message, man. So I see y'all later. Towards what when it's not. It's a lot of recalls, guys. So pay attention. I'll see you later.